What's up, y'all? I got my next one, my vinyl collection for you. This is episode number 15. So I've been enjoying doing like this on the weekend and then some other random video during the week, so I figured might as well keep that train rolling. So yeah, before we get into what we're listening to, the Falcon Bach, I'm gonna butcher the hell out of this. Okay, Nafana Tazvatieta. This is their third record, I believe, my favorite record by them, but all their stuff is awesome. Kind of epic, like, I feel like this is what Bathory would sound like if he was still around making Viking black metal, but yeah. This record, I would say it's like mostly clean vocals, but even the debut is his most black metal sounding, but afterwards he became kind of more Viking-y, but every once in a while there's like a callback to his early stuff, but yeah. Just in case I ramble too much, I have something else in the player, but I'll show you that when the time comes, so yep. Good stuff, and they're from Germany if I did not say that, but I think just one guy, so he's from Germany, but yeah. Alright, I got two death metal classics to start off by the same band. So I got the first two from Gorguts. The only record I don't like is Obscure. Album's kind of like a death metal band falling down a flight of stairs and not in a good way. It's kind of a crazy mess, but I like the later stuff too, but these are my two favorites. But of the post Erosion, it's probably From Wisdom to Hate, I think is the best later one, but yeah, so Considered Dead, this is definitely the most like Floridian sounding record because a lot of the riffs on here they could be like old Morbid Angel or old like Deicide riffs. So yeah, even though they're from Canada, which you don't really say they have the Canadian death metal sound. They just paid homage to bands that came before them. But yeah, favorites on this one, and then comes Divinity, Stiff and Cold, the title track, and Wasted Mortality. But yeah, and Dying Remains. But anyway, those are fun. Definitely the better of the two cover art though. I don't really like the Erosion of Sandy's artwork though, but that's just me, so anyway. There's the front, then the back. Pretty listenable, who I've mentioned before, hit and miss with their reissues, but this one they actually managed not to screw up, so that's nice. There's the insert. Put out through Roadrunner originally, who I think did their first two records. I don't know if they did Obscure, but I know they did the first two. This one is on a nice gold. So man, if you want Gorguts at their most straightforward death metal, this is definitely the one for you. So check it out, early 90s classic that is considered dead. But my favorite is this one. They went kind of like a more brutal direction, but I wouldn't say brutal death metal. This sounds like Effigy of the Forgotten Suffocation mixed with the second Sinister record, so definitely in that vein with a little bit of Cannibal Corpse too. Especially the guitar tone reminds me a lot of Suffocation, especially Effigy of the Forgotten, but yeah. It's not as technical, it's definitely on the more like extreme side than opposed to be like super wanky or whatever, but yeah. Again, 93 Roadrunner OG, but this is a 2016 listenable reissue, so yep. Anyway, there's the front of that one, very nice. Then in the back, the guys in the band, track listing. I know they've changed members a lot. I'm not sure what they're doing now, but a new album would be nice, but it's been a while. Like I think the last full length was 2014 and the last actual new material was 2016, so they're definitely due for a new one. And again, it's on gold vinyl. Shame on Gorguts. I'll get some more eventually, but these are my two favorites. These are the ones I felt like I needed to own, so yeah, there was that. Yep, Erosion of Sandy. Favorites on this one, probably the title track, Orphans of Sickness, and The Path Beyond Promutation. Yep. Gorguts, Erosion of Sanity. Alrighty, 1, 2, 3. I got 5 records by this band. Going to Germany for a bit. Kreator, so first one I have is their debut, Endless Pain. I know they kind of screwed up the album artwork. It looks super muted and kind of washed out, which I should have waited. I didn't know it was going to get repressed again after this, because in 2017 they did the first 6, and I bought 3 of them, I think. So yeah, I'm missing a couple, but you'll see which ones I'm missing. So definitely this is a big influence on a lot of like black metal bands took influence from this, especially like, not to name, I don't know, just a lot of the more like kind of like black thrash bands obviously were listening to this record, and even a lot of the like Norwegians, I guarantee you, were taking some influence from this record and their demos. But yeah, favorites on this one, my favorite's always been Son of Evil. It's definitely one of my favorite songs by them. Either that or Cry War or Flag of Hate, but this whole record kills. Not my favorite by them, but still a fantastic record, one of the best debuts and one of the best of 1985 for sure, so yep. Anyway, there's the front. Again, kind of wish it was not super washed out and shitty looking, but oh well. I hate this giant remastered thing too, so good job, Noise. Then the back tracks again, ugly ass remastered thing. So this also has the Blitzkrieg demos and End of the World demos too for bonus tracks, which is cool. So you got Satan's Day, Max's Joe from Burning Hell, Armies of Hell, and then 3 early versions of Tormentor, Cry, War, and Bonebreaker. So let me show you that better. So on a nice gatefold, bunch of lyrics and information about this release. And then here's insert 1 for LP1. I'm not sure if there were any color versions. I just got black because that was what was available in the US at the time. And then number 2. Shift, if you want Kreator at the most primitive, definitely a good record and one of the best thrash debuts. Yep. Kreator, Endless Pain. I don't have Pleasure to Kill on vinyl because they really fucked up that one, and I refuse to buy that with the terrible blue cover art that they did. But I've had the CD for years, so that's good enough. Then we got Terrible Certainty. Underrated record of the first 4, my least favorite, but there's still some killer tracks on here like Blind Faith, Toxic Trace, No Escape, the title track, Storming with Menace. But my favorite of all of those, the one track that no one seems to mention always, is One of Us. That's probably my favorite song on here. One of Us. And then on side, the bonus tracks on the other LP is Out of the Dark, Into the Light. EPs on the other LP, so yeah. Anyway, that's the front of this one. Again, super muted and washed out and crappy looking, but oh well. Then the back, you got the tracks, the mascot guy, which is cool. I don't remember what his name is. So again, this is a 2017 BMG reissue. Then you got the insert again. Just black, like I said, I didn't remember what color were available. I think there was like a red, but it was either that was more expensive or there wasn't any copies in the US, so I went with this. Because that was what was available. See the artwork for the In the Dark, Into the Light EP, which I didn't own that, so it's cool to get those as a bonus. So yep. Kreator, Terrible Certainty, not their best, but still a good record. I don't have Extreme Aggression on vinyl either. I have that one on CD. Pleasure to Kill is my favorite, but Extreme Aggression is probably number 2. Might be a hot take, but whatever. And then this record, people say this seems to be like a divisive record. People say this is when Kreator went downhill. I disagree. After this is when they went downhill for me, but there's still some killer songs on this one, like When the Sun Burns Red, Come of Souls, Agents of Brutality, World Beyond, Terror Zone. It's good, but like the first like 3 minutes is kind of boring and doesn't get good to that super fast part in the middle and that like drum break and then that thrashy part. But yeah, which when I've seen them twice, and the first time I saw them, the only song they played off of this was People of the Lie, so they played like the slower song. And the second time I saw them, they were just opening for somebody, so they didn't play anything off of this record, but oh well. So anyway, there's the front. On the back, there's like the super deluxe box set version, so side 3, 4, 5, and 6 is a live show from 91, which is cool, so I'll read you the track listing. So they did When the Sun Turns Red, Betrayer, Terrible Certainty, Extreme Aggression, Coma of Souls, People of the Lie, Choir of the Damned, The Pestilence, Some Pain Will Last, Toxic Trace, A Drum Solo, Terror Zone, Pleasure to Kill, Flag of Fate, Agents of Brutality, Riot of Violence, and Tormentor. So you can see that on the back. Which it sounds pretty good, so that's cool. I'm glad they used one that didn't sound like a crappy bootleg. Giant gatefold with a bunch of like different pictures and different shows they played. I'm going to show you the inserts. So here's the first one, and this version I got was red. They all look the same, so I'm not going to bother pulling them all out. But there's the vid insert, the insert 1, I mean. Ignore that. Insert 2. then we got insert number 3. Just the Como Sword mascot guy. So yep. I've seen some people call this album like Kreator's Black Album. I don't see why, because there's a bunch of thrash on here, that's kind of a weird comparison. Maybe because it's both bands' 5th album and people are kind of lazy with comparing stuff sometimes, but I don't get that at all. But that's just me. So yep. Kreator, Como of Souls. Not done with them yet. Skipping a bunch because honestly, a lot of the records in the 90s were kind of not very good. We have the live record from 2013, so this was on the Phantom Antichrist tour. This is called Dying Alive. Love the painting of the zombies, so obviously different lineup completely because only Millie and Ventor were left, but oh well. So tracks listing on this is Phantom Antichrist, From Flood into Fire, Enemy of God, Phobia. Not sure why they played that. Hordes of Chaos, Civilization Collapse, Voices of the Dead, Extreme Aggression, People of the Lie, Death to the World, Como of Souls, Endless Pain, Pleasure to Kill, The Pestilence, Riot of Violence, United in Hate, Betrayer, Flag of Hate, and Tormentor. So there you got the back of that. Very cool. Then again the front. This is a Back on Black reissue, which is kind of odd because it's never been signed to Back on Black, so I'm not sure how that worked out, but oh well. And then both on these. Cool. It looks like clown snot kind of, so it's like clear clown snot splatter, I guess. And these come with inserts, so let me pull those out. Insert 1, just picture of Millie and the bass player at the time who left recently. And then the lead guitarist, and then you got Ventor. Ship, awesome live record, not the... I don't remember when the first live record was, but I have one that's earlier, but that's on CD, so we'll get to that when I start showing my CDs eventually, but yeah. Dying Alive, I'm not sure how hard this is to get nowadays. I found this at a record store a few years ago, so it was easy to pick it up then, but I'm not sure if it's like rare or anything, because I haven't looked for it, because I already have it, so yeah. Kreator, Dying Alive, good stuff, list of their modern stuff. And then Gods of Violence. I know people kind of don't like this era of Kreator. I'm hit or miss when it comes to the 2000s stuff, like the first couple of... but this one I thought was a pretty solid record. Favorites on this one, World War Now, Taylor, Talon, Taylor, Gods of Violence, and Side by Side. But yeah. Satan is Real, that's definitely the big song on this record. It's okay, but it's kind of like this version's this album's version of People of the Lie, I guess, kind of like a more like mid-paced kind of like sing-along-ish song, I guess. But yeah. Anyway, I know there was 2 versions of this album cover. I believe this is the US version, because I bought from the US Nuclear Blast store when it came out. So anyway, there's that. Very cool. Then the back. Nuclear Blast, who I think they've been signed to since... what record was that when they started Nuclear Blast? Whatever the first record from the 2000s was, Violent Resolution, I think, is when they signed a Nuclear Blast, or was Enemy of God? It was one of those two where they've been on Nuclear Blast. So anyway, show you that better. Then you got the gatefold. The double OP one didn't really need to be one, but oh well. So let me show you the inserts and I'll show you the LP. So there's insert 1. Cool, like pink kind of. And then insert number 2, just more lyrics and stuff, and then same color. Same. I need to get Extreme Aggression and Pleasure to Kill on vinyl, but I kind of want. I know they did. I think they reissued those like 2 years ago. I'll get those ones, not the 2017 one where they screwed up the artwork. But yeah, so that's Kreator. I have a bunch more on CD, which you'll see when I get to my CD collection. Alright, so let's change gears for a minute. Talk about a Swedish black metal classic. This is Setherial with Nords, so man, one of the best black metal records to come from Sweden, to come out in general in the mid-90s. This came out, I think, in 95 or 96, so The second record, Lord of the Night Realm, was also awesome, and after that they became kind of boring, but the first two were definitely classic. Obviously I still need the second one, but this one is definitely the high point. Super, I would say this has like the speed of Marduk, but the like frosty atmosphere of Immortal, so it's like pure Holocaust mixed with Opus Nocturne kind of, so it's like a more atmospheric version of Marduk sort of, which you can tell by the album cover. I'm sure the guy from Next Move kind of took some notes from this album cover, which if he didn't, he's probably lying, but yeah. And this could easily be Evil Feast cover too, but Evil Feast are more like ambient atmospheric, and this is more like for the throat and aggressive, but yeah. Let me show you that. I love their logo too. They have one of the coolest black metal logos. It's kind of embossed, you can feel it, so yep. Love the logo. Then the back. I know there were some versions that got reissued like 4 or 5 years ago where they didn't use this artwork. They just had like a black cover with just the album name, and it was pretty terrible, but luckily this is a Crypta Productions reissue. I'm not familiar with that label, but yeah. So you can see that, the Crypta. So this came out in Napalm Records originally, who back in the day Napalm was a killer label for underground black metal, which I might do like a Napalm Records highlight video thing eventually. So there's the insert. This just came out in black vinyl. I don't remember what it was limited to because I just saw this at a record store a while ago, so yeah. Setherial Nord. So if you like Swedish black metal and you don't know this, definitely one of the best from that scene. Honestly, this blows away a lot of the Norwegian big hitters. Like, I'll say that most of the stuff by like Dark Throne, Centeriun, Bosom, I think this destroys most of that stuff. So yeah, definitely one of the like B tier records that blows away a lot of the A tier stuff. So yep. Setherial Nord, mandatory record in my opinion. I just changed gears again, I guess. So we're going to a new wave of British heavy metal favorite from me. So this is Satan, Code in the Axe. This came out in 1983. I don't remember what label originally, because I know a lot of the like new album stuff they were signing kind of like small independent labels that no one's ever heard of. But yeah. This is an Unlistenable Records reissue from 1983, which is pretty cool. So yeah, definitely one of the best records from the new wave of British heavy metal scene. And unlike a lot of those bands, they actually put out more than one record, because a lot of those bands they put out like a single or two and maybe one full length and then completely ran for the hills. But these guys actually stuck around for a bit, went on a big hiatus, and then came back, which their comeback stuff's pretty good. But this is definitely, I still say, their best record. Favorite song on this one's definitely Trial by Fire. It's almost like a proto speed metal song. But besides that, probably Broken Treats and The Ritual or Break Free or Hunt You Down. But yep. Anyway, there's the front. If you see that at the record store, you basically know what it sounds like by the album cover. So yeah. Anyway, there's the front. Love their logo too. Then the back, guys in the band, they look like Jethro Tull kind of, so that could be like off-putting maybe, but oh well. And then you got the insert. Looks like a fake newspaper, which is pretty cool. Interesting way to do the lyrics. And then this is on a nice orange. So another band I need to get more records by, which I'm sure you've noticed that's a theme with my collection. I'm really bad at having like one record by, but there's a bunch of bands I only have like one album by, which is kind of dumb. So this year I'm going to mostly focus on filling holes in the collection instead of checking out new stuff. But yep. So if you like new wave of British heavy metal, or even if you don't, you just want some kind of like, if you like good like speedy, aggressive, traditional heavy metal, this is definitely one of the best albums from that style. So check it out. Satan, Caught in the Act. I changed direction again. I'm gonna go ahead and say my all-time favorite Finnish death metal release. If you said point your gun in my head, say pick one favorite Finnish death metal release, it would be this. Rippikoliu, Most of Cerimonia. Man, this is technically a demo, but this is better than any of those bands' full-length albums in my opinion. Which favorite full-length album that's seen is probably either Demigod's Slumber of Sullen Eyes or Amorphous the Carillion Isthmus. It's between those two. But yeah. This is definitely the heaviest of all those bands, because they played, I think, in like drop A or something, so it's super crushing and awesome, thick, beefy, chunky guitar tone. And they sing in Finnish too, which is pretty cool, and a lot of those bands just sing in English, so it was pretty cool. These guys were one of the first OG Finnish death metal bands to sing in their native tongue, which is pretty rad. So anyway, love that cover art too. I have a t-shirt for this, definitely one of the best artworks too, which also, obviously you can tell I like stuff like this because of this. And then the Bathory flag has this sort of like, not biblical, but like triumphantly riding over the clouds with horses artwork. So yep, there's that one. Then the back, the awesome Svart Records, who did this in 2021, came out in 1993 originally. So there were two versions of this reissue. There was a purple version and a black version. I just got the black because it was cheaper, because they upcharged a little bit for their colors, but I didn't want to pay extra at the time. What you can see here, they actually translated the lyrics from Finnish to English, which is nice if you want to read them. You don't speak Finnish, which is pretty rad. I'm glad that they did that, because some labels would have just left it, but yeah. These guys have never done a full-length album. It's only been, I think, this demo and 2 EPs, but it's definitely one of the best like death metal EPs of all time. So yep. Rippikoliu, like I said, there's one album to check out from the Finnish scene, one release. This is the golden child for me. So yep. Rippikoliu Mosto Cerimonia. Oh, another favorite might be this too, but it's hard to pick. Alright, let's go to the Netherlands, I think is where this band is from. Don't quote me because they don't sound like they're from that country, so that's why I'm saying maybe. This is Centeriun with a Purest Fire, so unlike Rippikoliu, who had no full lengths, this is another demo, but this band had, I think, 3 albums, but this is by far the best material. Which, when you think of Netherlands death metal, you think of more like kind of like mid-pace stuff, like your Asphyx or your, I'll just say Benediction, but they're not fucking Netherlands. Like Asphyx, wow, I'm drawing a blank. Asphyx, Gorefest, Crossicon, stuff like that. It's more like kind of like mid-pace and chunky. This is straight up like Evil Floridian or Brazil style. So to me, this sounds like Black Force Domain, Eocrisian, Altars of Madness, Air Morbid Angel, and self-titled Deicide. Mix all those albums up in a jar, and you basically get this blazing, raging masterpiece. This is a Hell's Headbangers reissue. I think this came out in 97 originally, so they definitely were always familiar with those records, because obviously on here you can see they covered Blasphemy from Morbid Angel, so they're definitely not afraid to wear their influences on their sleeve, but yeah. Anyway, there's the front and the back. Their best full length is probably Chiarosona Chaos Gods, I think that's what it's called, but this is, I still think, their best release overall, but yeah. Insert. Like I said, put out through Hell's Headbangers, which I know, I think the full lengths are kind of not very accessible, so this was, I'm glad to see this reissued a few years ago, so yep. Cool black and white, like merge. I don't really have any albums that look like this, so pretty cool to see that. So yeah, man, if you want something that definitely breaks the norm of your traditional Netherlands death metal, this is definitely one of the best records that's like more underrated from like the early 90s death metal. So check it out. Centurion of Purest Fire. Let's go back to Finland for another favorite OG Finn death record. This is Disgrace, Great Misery. So it seems like the Finnish death metal bands had like 3 things that they did. They either like, well, 2 technically. Most of them either made a great debut, then changed style, became kind of weird, or they made one great album and did nothing ever again. These guys, and then these guys did the first option. They made this and it became kind of more like a rock band, I guess. So kind of like, it says punk. I actually never heard the modern stuff, but some people have told me it's not very good. So, which I believe them, because a lot of the big bands like Convulse and Demigod after their debut, no bueno. Like, I know Amorphous changed a lot, but they're like one of the exceptions, because I actually like their later stuff after the Krillian Isthmus, but that's a different story. So yeah, to me this sounds basically like the Finnish version of Symphonies of Sickness, maybe. Especially the vocals, super like deep and like pitch shifted to the bowels of hell. So yeah. Anyway, pretty bad cover art. This looks like it could be like a mid-70s English prog record, not a like gross Finnish death metal album, but oh well. So anyway, there's the front. Only the logos would make you think it would be death metal, because if it was just like this, And just the album cover, like, you know, it has to be like space rock or prog, but yeah. Anyway, there's the front. In the back again, Svart reissue. So this is called the Complete Death Metal Years Edition, so that's why I'm saying they changed the style. LP1 is the actual album, then Side C is Beyond the Immortalized Existence 1990 demo, and the Inside the Labyrinth of Depression 91 demo is on side 2, so the actual album's from 92, so let me show you that better though, so you can see what I'm talking about, even though my quality on my camera is not very good again, but whatever. Gatefold with the Young Gentleman. Man, I swear, every band from Finland, they were like 15 when they made their best record. What the hell happened? Pretty funny. Both on the same color, like a gunmetal gray, so I'm not going to bother showing you both, but yeah, so there is that. So man, if you like stuff like Symphonies of Sickness Era Carcass, or like the Yzma demos, definitely in that vein, so check it out. Disgrace, Grey Misery. Let's go to Australia, the land down under. This is Disentomb with the Decaying Light, so they're a brutal death metal band from, I think, Sydney, but I might be messing that up. I know it's in Australia for sure. This came out in 2019, so they have a very unique sound for that scene. So they were like almost like a, they call their style Sloom, just like Slam and Doom. They're not a slam band, but I still think I call them like brutal death doom almost, because they have like super like slow, like heavy incantation parts, but also like super fast, like blasty, crazy death metal parts too. But yeah, my favorite record by them is honestly the one I don't own. I have this, which is their third, and I have the debut on tape, Misery from 2015. Is definitely their best, but I still need to get that. I never got put onto vinyl, like I think 2021 I got the vinyl reissue, or put the vinyl finally, but I'll get that one eventually. But yeah, anyway, that's the front. Favorite thing about this band is definitely the vocalist, super distinctive. Well, not distinctive, but super awesome and low and nasty guttural vocals. But anyway, there's the front. Love the logo. Then the back, put out the unique leader, which is rad. Gatefold. All the lyrics, which if you can understand the lyrics, bravo. Because if you try to follow along, yeah, good luck with that. Which I know, I think it was, let me see, what's that? Your prayers echo into nothingness, have guest vocals from the dude from Pathology, and honestly, I can't tell who is who. Like, they literally both sound pretty much the same, so it's kind of pointless to have someone that sounds so close to the original guy doing guest vocals, but oh well, just me. So yep, definitely one of the more unique bands in the old brutal death metal scene. So that is Disentomb, the Decaying Light. Like I said, Misery is still my favorite, but all three of the albums are awesome. Alright, let's go to Greece. So I think the only Greek band in this video today. So Rotting Christ, I have my two favorites, which are maybe a hot take. These are my two favorites, but oh well. For me, I like Rotting Christ a lot, but after their sixth record, I think they're hit and miss. Like their 2000 stuff, some of it's really good, and some of it's not good at all. But yeah. These are definitely the two best, though, in my opinion. So we got Thy Mighty Contract from 1993 from Century Media originally. This is what it says. Yeah, 1993 under license from Century Media. This is definitely the most evil and raw record. And there's like some good death metal influence on this album too, which they basically ditched after this one. They became more like a straight up black metal band, but this, I would argue, is kind of like Black Death, so this sounds to me like Mystifier a lot, kind of, so it's like in that vein opposed to like where they found their own sound later on, but yeah. But you can even tell by the album cover, it's more like an evil, in the more evil vein opposed to what they got more like kind of gothy, not romantic, but you know what I mean. So anyway, there's the front. Definitely one of the most iconic black metal artworks for sure. Definitely the best artwork though. Then the back. Peaceville reissue from, doesn't say what year, so let me see. Doesn't say what year, but I've had this for a while, so I'm gonna guess like 2014, because I've had this since like 2016, so yeah. That's sweet. So let me show you the booklet. Pretty rad. Just black vinyl, so I'm not going to bother pulling it out. So man, if you want Rotting Christ at their most primitive and most death metal sound, this is definitely Awesome record. So Rotting Christ, Mighty Contract. And then my favorite, which is definitely going to be a hot take, but I love this record, man. Every song on here is killed. My favorite is definitely the first song on side 2, Full Color is the Night. That's probably one of my favorite songs by them. Either that, or Among Two Storms, or Between Times, but yeah. This, they got kind of more like gothic-y, which you can even tell by the artwork. It looks more kind of like gothic-y, but yeah. It came out in 1997 originally, which is pretty cool. Again, I think through Century Media, so this is a 2022 Century Media reissue. For a while, this one was kind of hard to find, so glad they got the much deserved repress. But so anyway, there's the front, then the back. Again through Peaceville. Here is the insert. I don't keep the album in this because I don't want this to get fucked up, but there's that. And then the Peaceville insert, like, order sheet thing, but I'm sure this is out of date because this is 2 years old already, so yeah. Honestly, if you're new to Rotting Christ, I would suggest Non-Servium. That's probably the most straightforward black metal album. It's like, the death metal's gone, they haven't gotten gothy yet, so that or Triarchy of the Lost Lovers are the two, like, I would recommend, which I don't have Triarchy at all, but I'll get that one eventually, so yep. Rotting Christ, a Dead Poem, killer record. I know I'm missing a lot. I only have Non-Servium on CD, so I'm missing like most of the catalog, but I don't know, you know, there's always more stuff to buy. You can't get everything. There's the endless supply of bands to check out and stuff to buy, but I'll get more eventually, so yep. That is Rotting Christ. I would love to see them live, which I'll check out the new album. The last one I didn't love, but hopefully the new one's a good return to form. Alright, this switched directions again. So this is one of my favorite death metal albums of the last couple of years, and they have a new album out like a couple days ago, which I'll need to buy still. This is Dypigus with Bushmeat. So yeah, Bushmeat. So these guys are from, I think, Santa Cruz, so up a few hundred miles from me, because I'm down below, but yeah. Put through Expansion Abyss, so I mean this nicely. This is like Cerebral Rot's stupider younger brother, kind of. That's basically the best way I can describe it. So it's like, kind of like this knuckle dragging, bare bones, kind of like caveman, like smash rocks with your face death metal, which I like that stuff a good amount, which I should be in the mood for that style. These guys are definitely one of the best bands that play that kind of like caveman knuckle dragging death metal, but they do it the right way. They don't do it like a kind of boring way, but anyway. There's the front. I love the illegible logo too. I love this painting, so yep. Then the back. Put out through Expansion Abyss, which I think the label that did the LP is like some record store in the UK, which is kind of odd. And this center label makes me laugh, which you'll see why. That looks like it could be like an Eagles album center label for some reason. I'm not sure why they did that. Maybe to be funny, but oh well. And then this cool like monkey dude. And let me show you the insert. There's that. Bunch of weird like Indian stuff. See, man, I feel like this super like caveman dwelling, knuckle dragging death metal. Definitely one of the best bands playing that style. So yep, Dypigus, Bushmeat. Let's go to one of my favorite newer traditional heavy metal bands. They have a new album. They announced it's going to be, I think, in March or April is the release date. I don't remember exactly, but talking about Vulture, I still need the debut of the Guillotine, but these are my two favorites probably. So this is one called Ghastly Waves and Battered Graves from 2019. So this is the album I discovered them on, so that's probably why I have a soft spot for this album, but yeah. German speed metal, which you hear this and you definitely can tell they're from Germany. I mean, even looking at the back, they're definitely German, but to me this is like the German early Exciter kind of, so like Long Live the Loud, Violent and Force, which is, there's definitely a lot of influence from that, and some like faster moments from like Acceptor, like early Razor too, but yeah, definitely awesome band, one of the better, newer bands playing a throwback speed metal style. So anyway, there's the front of this one. And the back, put out through Metal Blade, 2019, if I didn't mention that. Favorite on this one's probably the title track or Do Was Hollow. But yep, show you the LP. Cool gray with like black splatter emoji thing. And then here's the insert. Very cool with all the lyrics. It comes with a giant poster, but just the album cover. That's kind of a pain in the ass to put away, so I'm not going to bother showing you that. So you have Vulture, Ghastly Waves and Battered Graves, Killer album, one of my favorites from 2019. And then this one was one of my favorites from 2021. Yeah, 2021, so 3 years already. That went by quick. So this one, unlike Excited, who got faster with their first 3 records, these guys have like gotten the reverse. They get like more heavy metal influence with each one and less speed metal, but I still think this album is super awesome. Favorites on this one, probably Count Your Blessings, was definitely the fastest song. Count Your Blessings. Goron and In the Court of Caligula. Those are definitely the 3 favorites on this one, but yep. Hard to pick a favorite record by them. It's probably this one, but oh well. All 3 are killer though, so anyway. There's the front. Then the back, again, a very mid-80s Germany looking. And then this one is on a cool green. Again, put out through Metal Blade. Here is the little booklet thing. There you got all the lyrics and liner notes and stuff. And there's more pictures of the album cover. Again, it came with a poster, just a giant album cover though, so I'm not going to bother pulling that out. So if you want to check them out, that's definitely the one I suggest though. But all 3 are awesome. So that is Vulture, Dealing Death. Just listen to the song, Count Your Blessing, and you shall be sold. Or at least you'll be sold on the record. At least I hope so, if you like traditional heavy metal. So let's end with a awesome punk compilation. So this is Underdog with Matchless. These guys are from... I know they're from the US. I don't remember which state exactly. I want to say like East Coast, but I'm usually wrong when guessing about punk bands. I'm not going to even attempt to guess which state. I can hear the CD switching. I'll show you what I'm listening to in a minute. But yeah. So this is, I think, this has the like full-length album that they called Vanishing Point and their demos, which if you can hear what's playing now. Listening to the Morgoth Eternal Fall and Resurrection episode compilation. Yep. I'm almost done, so I'm not going to bother telling you what that sounds like, but if you know early 90s death metal, it's 2 of the best EPs from the early 90s, so yep, there's that. Anyway, back to this. So, like I said, this has their demos on one side and the actual album Vanishing Point on the other. I honestly like the demos a lot more than the album, but that's just me, so anyway. There's the front. Then the back. Track listing. Guys playing live back in the day. Nice gatefold. So if I had to compare this to someone, I would say like 7 seconds mixed with the circle jerks, I guess, would be like the comparison I would make, though I may be speaking out of my ass on this one, but last time I listened to it, that's what it reminded me of, so maybe, though. It's not, it's like, there's no, like, it's not like one of those bands where it's like, you can hear like some metal influence. It's definitely more straightforward punk, but you know what I mean, so yeah. Again, if you want a more like not obvious punk record to check out, this is super cheap online. This is my 2010 Bridge 9 Records reissue, which I know the label puts out a lot of like modern punk stuff, but I'm not really familiar with modern punk, but yeah. So good record if you just want kind of like fun, kind of more like rocky, fun, aggressive punk from the, I think the 90s or 80s, I don't remember exactly what decade, but it's one of those two, so yep. Cool compilation, so that is, again, Underdog, Matchless. That's it, we survived. So thank you for watching this. I'm not sure what my next video will be. Actually, no, take it back. I'm going to do like a Roadrunner Records highlight thing, so be on the lookout for that. It's going to be like a top 20 albums from Roadrunner Records. I already know what's on my list, but I'll have to record that, so expect that sometime in like a week or so. So that'll be my next adventure. So spoiler, there may be one record in this up here that I may be mentioning. I'm not sure what it could be though. Yeah, I don't know, but we'll see. Thanks for watching. Take care. Goodbye. Peace out.